When the teacher asks who wants to join the cooking class, Nigel Slater, an ordinary boy in a middle-class English family, raises his hand, surprising everyone. His mother's severe asthma means he grows up eating almost nothing but dry toast and plain steamed canned meat, leaving him hungry and dreaming of real food. Despite her efforts, his mother can never cook successfully, and Nigel soon develops a deep longing for delicious meals. A single sweet carrot from a neighbor changes everything, inspiring him to try cooking for the first time. His spaghetti bolognese impresses the whole family, but the celebration quickly turns tense when his mother suffers another asthma attack, hinting that her health is worsening. Nigel's growing passion for food clashes with the fragile state of his home. Even simple outings remind him how delicate his mother's condition has become, and he senses something is wrong. Hoping to lift her spirits, he asks her to teach him how to make mince pies for Christmas, hoping the holiday might bring a bit of magic. But fate has other plans, setting him on a path where food will eventually become his escape, his comfort. Nigel's mother grows weaker by the day until she is bedridden and dependent on a ventilator. Seeing her like this devastates him, and for the first time, he begins to grasp the meaning of death. That night, his father opens up to him, explaining that he has never shown excitement about food only to spare Nigel's mother from feeling guilty about her cooking. Even with this truth, Nigel remains anxious about her health. Then, unexpectedly, his mother calls him to her side, determined to teach him how to make mince pies as she has promised. They work together, sharing a rare moment of peace, but when they cannot find the filling, they decide to buy it the next day. But Nigel never gets to finish those mince pies with her. That same night, his father returns home with a Christmas gift his mother has prepared for him. And although Christmas is still far away, Nigel senses something is terribly wrong. The next morning, while opening the present with fragile hope, he hears his father break down in tears. At that moment, he understands that his mother has passed away. Please like the video before going ahead. After his mother's death, Nigel's father begins cooking, but his attempts are disastrous, leading to a fight when Nigel cannot hide his disgust. Upset, Nigel seeks comfort from a friend, who tells him that winning someone's heart requires effort, especially through food. Inspired, Nigel buys fresh cod, his father's favorite, and cooks it with great care. But when his father comes home late, the perfectly baked fish has turned pitch black. Still, his father eats every bite, and for the first time, Nigel senses the tenderness hidden beneath his father's strict exterior, giving him hope that their lives might slowly recover. That hope fades when Nigel returns from school one day to find a heavily made-up woman sitting in the living room, the new housekeeper, Mrs. Joan Potter. Nigel dislikes her immediately, especially the way she flirts openly with his father, who seems to enjoy the attention. Their growing closeness disturbs him, and finally he confronts her, warning her not to overstep or imagine replacing his mother. Yet despite his sharp words, Nigel cannot deny one thing. Her apple pie is unbelievably delicious, a taste so sublime it catches him completely off guard. Nigel soon notices how much his father enjoys the housekeeper's presence. He smiles more, dresses better, and even takes her as his guest to an important factory event. Watching them dance like a real couple leaves Nigel confused and upset. His father tries to explain that he still loves Nigel's mother, but needs to move forward. Eventually, he buys a house in the countryside, and the housekeeper divorces her husband to join them. Though Nigel resists, her mix of pressure and persuasion brings a temporary peace, and she becomes part of their new home. Despite his dislike for her, Nigel has to admit she manages the house well. She is a wonderful cook and keeps everything organized, helping the family settle into a new routine. As Nigel enters high school, he joins the cooking class, even though his classmates laugh, because he believes good cooking might help him win back his father's affection. He practices constantly, and his talent grows quickly. One day, he brings home scones he has made himself. His father praises them warmly, while the housekeeper, feeling threatened, quietly prepares to compete for his father's attention through food. Every Wednesday, Mrs. Joan makes sure Nigel's father is already full before he returns from his cooking class, leaving no room for the treats Nigel proudly brings home. Nigel does not mind at first, but everything changes the day he comes home with his best cake, only to hear his father praise Mrs. Jones' lemon meringue pie as the best he has ever tasted. Curious and doubtful, Nigel tries it himself and is stunned. It truly is perfect, and his father's teasing only pushes him to work harder. Determined to match her skill, Nigel goes through countless recipes at school and secretly observes Mrs. Joan in the kitchen. learning that perfection depends on tiny details: the lemon juice, the crust, the egg whites. After weeks of effort, he finally makes a pie almost identical to hers. Excited, he rushes to show his father, forgetting he has already eaten. When his father refuses a bite, Nigel returns to the kitchen, where Mrs. Jones tastes the pie, immediately recognizes her own recipe, and grows angry when he denies it, leaving him to clean up the kitchen alone. When Nigel's father sees the scene, he assumes Nigel has mistreated Mrs. Jones and scolds him harshly. He then reveals he has proposed to her, and soon she becomes Nigel's stepmother, the person he dislikes most. At the wedding, she proudly displays the dishes she has cooked, while his father beams with joy. He even praises Nigel's cake, giving Nigel some warmth in an otherwise lonely moment. After the guests leave, Nigel sits alone downstairs as his father and new stepmother laugh together, and he realizes the house no longer feels like his home. If you are enjoying the story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Saving up for his own place, Nigel gets a part-time job, but Mrs. Jones accuses him of doing it to upset her. Eventually, his father, exhausted from trying to keep peace in the house, breaks down. Nigel sees how deeply the situation has worn him down, to the point where even simple tasks overwhelm him. For the first time, he sees tears in his father's eyes and understands the hurt he has caused. Feeling remorseful, he apologizes sincerely and quietly goes back to the kitchen. Nigel finds Mrs. Jones staring sadly at old photos of her daughters, and a shared moment of vulnerability finally softens the tension between them. Through all their conflicts, he realizes how deeply he has come to love cooking. Determined to follow that passion, he leaves school and begins working at a small-town restaurant, where he meets Julian, the owner's son, a graceful young man whose love for ballet shows in every movement. Nigel admires the quiet charm in the way Julian cooks, and a close bond forms between them. When Nigel asks how Julian understands cooking so well, Julian explains that it is not about perfect skills, but about honoring ingredients and recreating the emotions attached to memories. Carrying this new understanding, Nigel returns home after many years, hoping to cook something meaningful for his father. But instead, he is met with devastating news. His father has died suddenly while tending the garden. Shock freezes him, and when grief finally surfaces, it spills over as anger toward his stepmother. He retreats to his room, plays his mother's favorite songs, and lets the memories overwhelm him. Soon after, he packs his bags, ready to leave the house that holds both love and pain. Mrs. Jones follows him outside with a meal she has made, but Nigel only offers a quiet thank you before walking away. She stands at the doorway, watching him disappear. Nigel takes a bus to London in search of work, and the restaurant owner gives him an opportunity that changes everything. That chance helps Nigel grow into a celebrated chef and writer, sharing his journey of healing through food. Thank you for watching. Please share this with your friends.